How do you stand out in a saturated sportswear and activewear space? How do you make sure that you can compete with the legacy brands, the brands that have hundreds of thousands of dollars in marketing spend? This is a question I often get asked as a creative director. What I always recommend is one key ingredient. It is what I call the USP, or the unique selling point. What is a USP? A USP is a series or a set of defining features that allow your brand to stand apart from the competition. It can be even a geographic location, the owner as a unique selling point, a specific type of product, or a specific type of fabric that you offer. How do we go about establishing our unique selling points as a brand? Well, number one is we have to understand our target market, finalizing or identifying what types of fabrics, what types of designs, what types of cuts, what types of functions that the garment had to create a unique product that stood out from the competition. Look at the demographics and the psychographics of your customer. So demographics are the technical details of your customer, where they live, how old are they. The psychographics are the habits, the buying patterns of your customer, how often they purchase. You need to understand their needs. By understanding the needs of your customer, aka the things that are missing, you are able to curate and to craft unique selling points. By looking at the yoga wear line, they require something that may be versatile to allow them to go into their session and out of their session. Now we are identifying the needs of our customer, and we're using these in order to create the seeds of the USPs that will encapsulate our brand. Number two, in order to create USPs, you need to analyze your competitors. Look at what products they're offering. Look at the price points that they're hitting. Look at their marketing. Analyze them from a holistic standpoint and use those to identify gaps in the market. Let's look at the brand ASRV, for example. They created clothing specifically for the male demographic of customer that wants sportswear that is elevated, refined, and functional. They saw there was a lack of supply of these kinds of products for this type of customer in the market, and they decided to go for it. And by identifying this core and by taking a risk and a gamble, it paid off massively for them. Number three, in order to create what is a unique selling point, you should play to your strengths. Do your strengths lie in the fact that maybe you can make a more premium product? Maybe you have a strong supply chain. You have reliable suppliers that you've spent a ton of time and money with over the years that you can rely on. Or is one of your strengths that you have access to a market that is lucrative? Or you are a design graduate, you're a fashion designer, you're talented, you're gifted, and you can create extremely expressive and creative clothing. Well, whatever it is, use your strengths and play to your strengths. Number four, align with your customers' values. By understanding your customers' core values, you're able to curate your brand and to focus your brand towards those values. Under Armour had a massive and explosive growth in the early days of the business because it focused on high functionality performance activewear, sportswear made out of performance fabrics that were wicking sweat, that were thermally conducive, and this allowed them to really look at how their market or their customer wanted to be sold to. So a lot of their designs, even in the ways that they were promoting the brand, it gave you that sense that as someone who wore Under Armour, you're someone that took their fitness extremely seriously, that you were a cut above the rest. So look at your customer, what drives them, and then use that to identify how you will stand out from the crowd. And then also look at your brand values. Make sure that these brand values align with what your customers want. Number five is innovate and differentiate. Innovations can come in all shapes and sizes. A company like Gymshark is pretty much one of the first companies to introduce seamless knitted wear into their activewear lineup to bring the idea of seamless knitting, and that was a great idea of innovation. Then look at what it means to differentiate yourself from the competition. Why and how should your product stand out? Look at how you can use technology, look at how you can use design, look at how you can use psychology to differentiate yourself from other brands. Now that we've identified all of these, it's time to craft your USP statement. Your USP statement should be clear and concise, very, very direct, and should encapsulate what it is about your brand that makes you unique. Let's use my brand Spectre as an example. Spectre is a male-focused urban sportswear brand that creates high-quality, functional sportswear that has a versatile appeal to allow men to excel in all areas of their life, in their physical and in mental health, by promoting them to engage in various activities. Always remember, your USP should serve your business and should serve your brand as a way of differentiating you, of setting you apart from the competition, and allowing your brand to not be treated as a commodity. If you're interested in how you can personally craft your own USP, well, I would love to help you out. You can definitely check out the rest of my videos below. Thank you to everyone that makes this channel possible. And if you're interested in speaking with me one-on-one, if you want to consult with me on how to craft your own USP, how to create the perfect starter collection, you want me to help you identify bottlenecks in your business from a design, development, production, marketing standpoint, well, check the link in the description. I offer limited one-on-one consultation calls every single week. So I'd love to speak with you if you're open to it. Guys, I say this from the very bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Fittdesign TV. Until next week's episode, stay awesome.